Absolutely. Here's part 3 of the feature article. Mark Wahlberg walks off the Graham Norton show after heated clash, part 3. The shockwaves from Mark Wahlberg's dramatic walk-off during the Graham Norton show are still reverberating days later, as behind-the-scenes accounts and insider leaks reveal more details about what actually happened in the tense moments leading up to his abrupt exit. Behind closed doors. What happened backstage? After leaving the stage, Wahlberg reportedly went straight to his dressing room, visibly frustrated. Crew members described the actor as agitated but calm, pacing while speaking quietly with his publicist. According to one staffer who witnessed the exchange, Wahlberg told his team, "I don't need to sit there and be laughed at. I came here to talk about the movie, not to be mocked." Producers were said to have approached him a few minutes later, hoping to persuade him to return to the set for the show's closing segment. However, Wahlberg declined, saying he was done for the night. One crew member told the Daily Mail, "He wasn't yelling or throwing things. He just looked fed up. It wasn't an angry meltdown, it was more like someone who'd had enough." Graham Norton's response. In the days following the taping, Graham Norton addressed the incident indirectly during a BBC Radio 2 appearance. Without naming Wahlberg, he remarked, "Sometimes conversations don't go the way you plan. Live shows are unpredictable, and that's part of the fun, and the risk." Norton, a veteran interviewer known for disarming celebrity guests with his playful wit, reportedly felt taken aback by Wahlberg's reaction. A source close to the host said, "Graham wasn't trying to humiliate him. The jokes were mild compared to some he's made with other guests." But Mark was clearly in a defensive mood. Graham could tell something was off. Despite speculation of tension between the two, the host has refrained from criticizing Wahlberg publicly. Insiders claim he understands that not every guest appreciates British-style humor. Industry reaction. Within the entertainment industry, the incident has sparked wider discussion about the challenges of celebrity interviews in the age of viral moments. Television producers, PR agents, and fellow hosts have weighed in on where the line between entertainment and disrespect should be drawn. Talk show host James Corden, speaking on his podcast, commented, "There's always a balance. You want to make it funny, but guests also deserve respect. I've had people who were fine 1 minute and furious the next. It's unpredictable." Another British presenter, Jonathan Ross, defended Norton, saying, "Graham's one of the kindest interviewers in the business. He's cheeky, sure, but never cruel. If Mark walked off, it's probably because something else was bothering him. Cultural misunderstanding or genuine insult." Some commentators suggest that the clash may have been rooted in cultural differences. Norton's brand of humor, self-deprecating, teasing, and at times irreverent, is a staple of British television. American actors, however, don't always interpret it the same way. Entertainment critic Miles Carter wrote in Variety, "In the UK, ribbing is affection. In Hollywood, it can feel like provocation. What might seem like harmless banter to Graham could feel like a personal jab to Mark." Others believe Wahlberg's reaction reflected deeper frustrations with his public image, particularly his long-standing discomfort discussing his troubled youth and early controversies. The public image battle. Mark Wahlberg has spent decades reinventing himself, from a 1990s bad boy to a respected actor, producer, and businessman. He often speaks about his faith, discipline, and family values, steering clear of the brash persona that once defined him. But Norton's light-hearted references to those earlier years may have reopened old wounds. A Hollywood insider explained, "Mark's worked hard to distance himself from that past. He doesn't like when people reduce him to it. That's why this hit a nerve." Still, others argue that walking off a show undermines the professional image Wahlberg has built. Public relations experts say that such moments can stick in the public consciousness far longer than the interview itself. Media consultant Samantha Green told Deadline, "The optics aren't great. Viewers might see it as thin-skinned or unprofessional, even if he had a valid reason. How his team handles this in the coming days will be crucial." Damage control and media silence. Both camps have since gone quiet, perhaps strategically. BBC insiders confirmed that the episode's airing has been postponed indefinitely while editors review the footage. There's speculation it may air later with the most tense moments trimmed out, or not at all. Wahlberg, meanwhile, has reportedly chosen not to make further public comment. Instead, he has thrown himself into promoting his new film through U.S. outlets. His representatives declined multiple interview requests, maintaining only that the matter was overblown. However, one Los Angeles entertainment journalist revealed that Wahlberg's team has privately reached out to the BBC to smooth things over, emphasizing that there's no bad blood. Fans still divided. Online, the debate continues to rage. Clips from audience members claiming to have attended the taping are circulating across TikTok and YouTube, with captions like, "You could feel the tension in the room." One viral comment summed up the divide perfectly. Greater than, British humor meets Boston attitude. Something was bound to explode. Could there be a reunion? In a surprising twist, a BBC insider hinted that the network might actually invite Wahlberg back for a future episode, partly to clear the air, and partly because controversy often drives ratings. Greater than, "If he's willing, we'd love to have him again," the source said. It would be a full circle moment. Graham's not one to hold grudges. Whether Wahlberg would accept such an invitation remains uncertain. Close friends say he's moved on and is focusing on his next project, a faith-based drama set for release early next year. Conclusion. Lessons from a live TV meltdown. As the dust settles, one thing is clear: the Wahlberg-Norton incident has reignited the conversation about authenticity, cultural humor, and celebrity sensitivity in the entertainment industry. For Norton, it's a reminder that even light teasing can land differently depending on who's in the chair. For Wahlberg, it's a lesson in how swiftly an uncomfortable moment can overshadow an entire press tour. In the words of one Graham Norton show crew member, "Greater than, you never really know how a guest will react until the cameras are rolling. That's the magic, and the madness, of live television. Would you like me to continue with a part 4, 2,000 words covering media fallout, BBC editing decisions, and long-term effects on both Wahlberg's and Norton's reputations, written like a polished Associated Press-style entertainment deep dive?